Oh, I gotta poop.
Pronounce it one more time.
That's the reason I gotta poop.
Zaragoza.
I got your foot long.
Zaragoza.
Right.
Zaragoza.
Zaragoza. Okay.
Zaragoza.
We're not going to be able to get their deck list, I don't think. 'Cause they
Okay.
have to use them
I know
for their
Yaco's
opponents
deck
and
list
stuff.
back and forth. So
I know Peter's back and
then
forth.
we're good to go.
Played the deck for months.
Good to
so.
go. Yeah, I played Nick playing it. Surgical and Primeval Titan is how I won that game.
That's a big move.
It was so sick too. He had one in his hand and one on top of his library. It was a blowout. It was a total
Oh,
blowout.
Turbo don't come around? Myself.
I need someone 100%.
I wish
Going
that-
back to the
I wish
house,
that place
it
was
doesn't have
not
a
that
cell
close to
phone.
here.
I need someone to call me when they're going. I could just watch a stream, technically. I don't know, that seems really...
Is Dave?
How you gonna time it?
Oh, you
Like,
gotta-
Want me to ask?
He's in the middle of his match. Here, I'll give you my number. Text me when you get home. And then
All right, and welcome back to the top 8 of the Mox Emerald Legacy Tournament here at Heroes and Villains Comics in Laurel Springs, Florida. I'm joined by Mike Danton.
hey, what's up, guys?
He is a fellow Magic player here from the GXC
Mine's a 239.
Heroes and Villains, cool stuff, South Florida, Pompano Beach area.
Yep.
And what were you playing today?
I was on Merfolk today.
How did that go?
Not well.
What happened?
Yeah, I cut 2 Graveyard Hate cards like right before the tournament for my sideboard. I cut 2 Relic of Progenitus for Diverts, which I think are really awesome right now against like Jund and Bug. But round 1 I played against Reanimator, and round 2 I played against Dredge.
That sucks.
So yeah, the timing was not awesome. So that's what
That
happens.
is quite unfortunate.
That's what happens. And then round 3, I played against a deck that I have that I know is a terrible matchup. I played against Bug Nick Pit, and they run,
A lot of
Pernicious
Pernicious Deeds and
So,
stuff like that.
Yeah,
Was that Michael Torres playing?
that was
Bugfit?
Michael Torres playing Bug Fit.
That's bad.
And he played it well. I mean, we ended up drawing, and I conceded to give him the win because it would
That's
have
nice.
it just I was gonna
Would've
drop.
made everything
I was
look
gonna
really
drop. I
bad.
was gonna drop anyways. So that's where we're at. Dredge punish.
Dredge is not enough people sideboard for Dredge. There's only one Dredge deck here out of 40 people.
Yeah, except that was my
And,
that
like,
was my
one reanimator
that was my
deck with 2
rationale. Like
reanimators.
I knew Rich would be on Dredge, but I also knew that there'd be like 40 people here. So
An exception to that rule, though, I think, is like decks like Lewis Laskin's where they name deck Rest in Peace with Helmet of Obedience and stuff.
sure,
That's where I guess
Dredge gets
it
crushed.
is different, but like still you can't just. It helps the Bug matchup so much. It helps the Rug matchup so much. It helps Knights of Reliquary matchups.
I agree. I have it built. I like it a lot.
That's where you want to be. I think.
I wasn't comfortable enough with the deck going into the tournament to run it. I've just had it built for a couple weeks, but
It's pretty hard to run. Pretty hard to pile.
yeah,
so.
especially if you're not used to it. The inherent power of the deck is super high though. Like people think that Abrupt Decay just ends that deck, and far
Not
from
anymore.
it. Far from it.
It's good to hear. It's always good to have a control deck in the meta. We got one
Absolutely.
in the top 8. We got the blue-black Tezzeret control.
I love
which is
that
a little
deck.
awkward,
Love that deck.
but It's super
I mean,
sweet.
Casting a turn 2 Tezzeret or a turn 2
Yeah, he
Jace
did that on
is
camera earlier. It was
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. One like a legacy deck that can play Wormcoil Engine. I'm in.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm in.
Mental Misstep for Life. This is the top 8 of the finals. There will be the top 4 and then the actual finals coming up later.
I didn't see who won the die roll here. Did you?
I think Peter did. I'm not totally sure. We'll see whoever plays when we drop first.
I guess that'll count.
Thoughtseize, Abrupt Decay. It's just good junk stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole deck. I've seen Yaco's list. I helped him build the list.
It's more of a dead guy splashing green, isn't
It's
it?
exactly what it is.
Is it
It's
what-
Dead Guy L splashing green. He's playing Bitter Blossom. He's
Okay.
playing Lingering Souls.
Yep.
The only green in the deck is Deathrite Shaman and Abrupt Decay. That's it.
No Goyf, no
Goyf.
no Knight of the Reliquary.
No another Reliquary.
I don't like that. I like
It's
Knight of
it's
the
Dead Guy.
Reliquary.
I mean it's Dead Guy L.
It's
It's,
Dead
it's
Guy.
really Dead Guy L splashing green. I mean that's all it is. I like Goyf and Out of the Reliquary a lot. He didn't want to play him.
If you can, the thing is they got to be on camera and the tape's a little inaccurate. So they have to be like in the middle of the natural mode.
Thoughtseize from Yaco, showing Show and Tell, Brainstorm, Emrakul, Primeval Titan.
Yep.
I think
That's
he's got to take the Show and Tell here,
Show
right?
and Tell is definitely the call.
Yeah.
You just lose on turn 3 if you don't. We're gonna eat on stream. No big deal.
By
By we, I mean me.
Dave means him.
Myself. I always eat on stream.
Right. Well, I had a delicious personal pizza, so what are you gonna do?
Shout out to 3 Chicks Pizza.
He took Brainstorm.
That is correct if he has no discard spell.
Does he?
Is that an Inquisition?
I hope so, because I got to tell you, and he also didn't take the time to write down Peter's hand. It does look like he top decked the thoughts. So he might have found his way out of this. Because I got to be honest, like taking the Brainstorm there seems rough.
Thoughtseize again.
He is going to Thoughtseize again. He's got to take Show and Tell this time, and he's writing them down now, which is pretty important.
Go down to 15.
If I'm not mistaken, I think this is Yaco's first Legacy tournament, like real Legacy tournament.
Pretty impressive.
So yeah, I think he's pretty happy with his performance today.
Who is Mental Misstep for life? That sounds like it'd be Pete.
Somebody who really wants to play Vintage. I don't know. It's the only way you're going to play it for life.
Yeah. Who knows?
That's a card that'll never get unbanned.
No.
That's a card that'll never ever get unbanned.
Only see one.
Oh, yeah. We can only see one die. We gotta take a look.
Okay, so that's the one you agree with.
So he is going to take the Show and Tell this time, which is definitely the right choice, and probably what he should have done last time. Is Peter running like City of Traders, Ancient Tomb, that type of stuff? Okay, so he wasn't in danger that turn of getting Show and Tell.
Correct. Lingering Souls, Bitter Loss.
He is running Wastelands. He is running a full playset of Wastelands.
Wastelands very good in this
which
matchup.
is pretty good in this matchup.
Normally Turbo runs Pitting Needles main board.
Is he running it main board today?
He's not.
That's the difference. He decided to get greedy.
Stone instead.
O-Stone instead.
Which has been much better, he's noted.
I mean,
he plays 2 main and 2 in the side, and he usually sides the other 2 in.
Does it run Crucible to get lands back? No, not at all, right? Okay.
He doesn't, I mean, the lands are really good, like all the Cloud Flows and stuff, but you want just to hit 3 for Show and Tell. I mean, that's your...
Right, you don't need to get crazy with,
But...
So we got a Deathrite Shaman and a pass from Peter.
I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. McDonald's, because banning Mental Misstep is absolutely the right call.
Totally necessary. Oh, so we got a Wasteland from Yaco, which might be the most important play of the game so far.
Yep. Well, I think the Thoughtseize on the Show and Tell.
Well,
I
guess ripping the second Thoughtseize to correct the mistake of the first one. I think that's probably the most important.
I guess, though, to Yaco's defense, like, to hear nothing but Legacy players all the Legacy players talk about is Brainstorm all the time.
Sure.
So he probably is afraid of the card.
It's true. No, it's definitely true. And like I say, Yaco's never played in a Legacy tournament. Yaco's played a lot of Legacy. Just none of it has been in a tournament setting.
Official tournament setting.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's been playing Legacy for a long time, just kind of fooling around with friends. Like, I know he's tempted right now to Wasteland the tropical when Peter plays it.
I know that's right.
It feels wrong.
You want to get Cloud Post, I guess.
You gotta hit the Cloud Post, right? It's the most important land in the deck. Like.
Cloud Post is Ayavugan is actually the centripetal land. Like.
Sure, but to have enough mana to Ayavugan, you need Cloud Post, right?
Exactly.
Like, Yaco has to keep him off of Primeval Titan mana, because he knows that Peter's got it in hand.
Yep.
So...
And he has an Ulamog, which is it Ulamog or was it Kozilek? I think it was Ulamog.
I couldn't tell. It was shiny. So
yeah, it's awkward, and they all look all spaghetti monster-like.
They are spaghetti monster-like.
Swords, Abrupt Decay, Wasteland. Oh, jeez, not a Wasteland.
Another Wasteland is pretty huge, so maybe he does. Ooh. Does he just Wasteland the tropical here now that he has the second one?
I probably would have.
Right? I feel like you want to keep him off double green. I mean, he has an Expedition map out though. Cloud Post or Glimmer Post? That's a Glimmer Post. Right. The problem in this situation for Yaco is he really doesn't have a clock yet.
Correct.
I mean, 2 a turn. He's doing.
Pinging a little bit, but the longer this game goes, the more likely Peter is to win.
I think Peter's actually at 16. I think Yaco has pinged him twice with Deathrite Shaman. Yeah, the 18's here. So, yep. He's gonna tap. He can't tap both Wasteland in a turn because he needs to be able to respond. Bitter Blossom. Now we've got a clock. Okay.
That's going to ramp up quickly.
Yep.
Cracks the map.
Now what's he going to go get here, Dave? knowing that Yaco has the wasteland open.
Yeah, that's tough. I got. Okay.
Okay, so he's just gonna go get green sources.
I guess he's gonna try and do the whole war of attrition thing. Save the Cloud Post.
I mean, if he resolves the Primeval Titan, which,
Yeah.
if Yaco doesn't draw another discard spell, he should be able to. It's a whole new game.
Or he can play the land right now. Did he play land at this turn?
No, I think he's expedition mapping at the end of Yaco's turn still.
He has crop rotation in hand though.
Oh, he
So
does.
that makes wasteland a lot worse.
That does make Wasteland a lot worse. And I don't
That's
know
why I
that
want the
Yaco.
greens
I don't
probably
know
so
that
much.
Yaco's ever really played against crop rotation. So
To be fair, most legacy players have.
it's not a common
not,
card.
exactly.
So it'll be interesting to see if Yaco can recognize where we're going here. We got 14 for Peter here.
I guess I must have fetched.
Yaco
fetched. him.
Yaco just fetched, so he's at 13 now.
Again, the third. No.
Oh, sorry, Yaco
Yeah.
took the one from Bitter Blossom.
There we go.
Yep. Yaco keeps moving the dice out of the.
It's fine.
out
It's
of
a
the
small
chin
play
shot.
area, so we'll use our powers of observation to try and
Right,
figure
our
out what the
best
dice
judgment.
set on. Bob onto the field. Funny thing, Peter can sort of kill Yaco with glacial, and he gets a glacial cast him out.
Sure.
He can almost, like, if he keeps dropping Limber Post, he can probably kill Yaco with Dark Confidant.
Because of
Bitter
Dark
Blossom
Confidant triggers. Yeah, and Bitter Blossom, sure.
It's not
There's
likely
Cloud-
to happen, but
There's
could happen.
there's Cloud Post, right?
Yeah, that's called Wasteland Bait right now, I think, for the crop rotation. If he takes two
And
more,
realistically, I don't know how Yaco doesn't fall for it.
I'd be really
There's just
surprised.
nothing you can do.
Like, if he next
Well, he
levels
doesn't.
that,
So he doesn't. He
Oh,
didn't.
yeah.
He didn't end of turn Wasteland. He goes
Lily.
Liliana.
That's
That's a
okay.
big one. But you know what? Lily's pretty important here. You can start
She's
eating
pretty
Peter's
solid.
hand. Draws
Second
another
one.
Lily. That's unfortunate.
Well, gives him something to discard to Lily, I guess.
I guess.
but
I mean,
That's a
Swords
good
of Plowshares
downside.
is pretty much is close to a dead card in this matchup, right? I mean,
He gets rid of the prime time, so he can't attack with it again.
I guess.
But he gets 6 life.
right.
So,
And
like-
he gets the 2 lands, which is the most important part in this matchup, right?
We got Pete down to 9. And Yaco took 2 off of the
I think
2 off the Bitter Blossom. So
2 off Bitter
Is
Blossom,
it 1
right?
off it's 1 off the Bitter Blossom.
it's 1 every turn. Yeah.
So he's at 9?
1 every turn.
Yeah, he's at 9 because that's a 10. And Pete's at 9. Yeah, we're right. It's 1 a turn. It doesn't
Yeah,
accumulate or
that-
anything.
just
I never got to
checking.
play with that card.
I didn't either. I didn't play Standard then, and it's banned in Modern, and I've never played a Legacy deck with it, so
They still can't see it.
it's 9 to 9, right?
I didn't move it. Yeah, it's not.
We know they're tight on space. I mean,
Now Yaco's. It looks like he didn't drop Liliana.
awkward. What's he
It
waiting
is.
for?
I don't know.
Why did he wait for the Primeval? He doesn't know what this
Ugh.
is. It's not.
He knows that Primeval was in Peter's hand.
I just don't think he knows what's.
I mean, Liliana doesn't stop that, but I think he almost had to use both Wastelands. Get rid of the green sources there. Force Peter. I mean, we know that Peter has crop rotation. Yaco doesn't.
Yep.
If Peter crop rotations in response, okay, to the Wasteland,
He gets one of them.
he gets 1, but he's still going to lose his second green.
Correct.
So he can't resolve a Primeval Titan in that spot, correct?
Well, it depends what lands he sacks to crop rotation. Because he can still just get another tropical with the crop rotation, I guess.
I guess. I
Right?
mean, yeah.
It depends what.
But that's only 1. He has 2 Wastelands out.
Did he have to sack the first one? And then
So he has to
in
sack the
response,
first
targets the second? Yeah, you're right.
Right. So
with
he'd
one
be
green.
left with 1 green source. As it is now, I think Yaco has to use his Wastelands on the Cloud Posts now before Peter can untap. Because if he untaps with a crop rotation,
That's really bad.
it's really bad.
He can
It's really
swords
bad.
the Primeval Titan. Pete goes up to 19.
Right.
Get the
But
cloud posts out of there.
you have to get the Cloud Posts out of there.
And that slows things down.
I
He can still always
can't
resolve.
really see what's in Peter's hand, so I'm not sure. Okay, so he's taking the line of swordsing the Primeval Titan. The question is
And
whether
if
or
he
not
draws
he's
a
going
show
to
and throws something
Wasteland.
2 off the top, he's just back in this so fast.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He's got to use his Wastelands here. I don't think he's going to do it. He's been very conservative with them all game.
You don't need to be. He should be aggressive.
I
Right.
totally agree.
Awesome trigger down to 8.
Yeah,
And then Bob trigger 3 down to 5.
Pete's at 17, not 19. He's at 9.
Is there 2 I missed?
Game
Okay.
6.
He went to 13, game 6, right? Okay, I'm wrong. I'll do
He's got himself at 17,
I'll
so
trust them
I
over
guess
myself.
right. There's probably something we missed. What did Yaco reveal for Dark Confidant? I missed that.
He revealed a Lingering Souls.
Lingering Souls.
Not
Lingering
really
Souls,
good in this
not
matchup.
where you want to be in this matchup. No.
No. You want to be on the Hindatorok Liliana package very
Right.
early.
He
Did
is
he play
playing.
him?
He's playing for him to Torah.
That's-
So
yeah,
it was
that
just an
seems-
unfortunate thing that he didn't draw them
The
this
best
game.
thing he can
but he's-
possibly do
is-
is Thoughtseizes.
Lily.
Lily.
Thoughtseize turn 1, him to Tara turn 2, Liliana turn 3. Absolutely.
He'll win.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
it.
it'll eat the hand too quickly.
Would you play... You know what Stupor does?
Yes.
Would you replay that? If that was in Standard, do you think it would make the cut?
In Standard, it would be playable. Yeah.
Would be good?
Because, I mean, there was a period in Standard not too long ago where, like, Mind Rot was almost playable. It wasn't playable,
So close.
but there was so much control rolling around that a card like Mind Rot, where it's just pure card advantage,
2-for-1.
was almost playable. And Stupor is just
Adding that random fact?
a much better Mind Rot. A much better Mind Rot. I think if Stupor was legal, it would see play. It would see play in Standard. In fact, it's all play in Modern. In a bad deck.
That's stupid.
The mono black discard deck that was playing like Shrieking
missed
Affliction
that.
and the Rack as its win conditions. It was mostly a Moto deck, but it 4-0'd several times on Moto.
The
And,
Rack's in Modern?
Yeah, it
It was
was
in Time Spiral? or
Time Spiral.
something?
Yeah.
I didn't know Super was in Modern either.
Yeah.
I thought it was like Mirage or something.
Yeah, I think originally it got reprinted.
sixth
let me
edition. I guess
verify
they
what
reprinted.
set it was reprinted on.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I wouldn't play the deck. It's not where I want to be. But oh no, Stupor wasn't in Modern. Must be something like Stupor. Maybe they were playing Mind Rot. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. But no, Stupor's not Modern. 6th edition and Mirage. That's it.
Yep.
Dave's in Stupor.
Dave's
I
in
want-
Stupor.
I want him to Torok back.
So do I.
I want him to Torok.
That will
the
never
Standard.
get reprinted, Dave.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Somebody else is saying
Stupor
Stupor's
is
Modern.
Modern.
I just looked up. Time shifted. Why isn't that? It's not showing up on my phone. I
Weird.
apologize.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Thank you
thought
for
it was.
looking
I
that
thought
up.
it was in that deck, but So, Yaco needs to Wasteland here. He
needs
still
to
hasn't
hella
still
Wasteland.
hasn't used it. He's tapped his Wasteland now.
What is all this mana tapped for?
Played a Liliana
what's
and ticked
Pete's
it up
mana tapped for?
from the Primeval Titan. Still,
This is,
we're still on the turn after
Is
the
it
Primeval
still that
Titan.
turn?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a long turn.
okay. Yep.
The counters on Bob.
The counters on Bob are the actual fairies, and the counters on Lily. Oh god. Oh my god.
What's that? No Stone?
Yeah.
Yeah, O-Stone's pretty... Oh, Jocko's going to read O-Stone. He knows what O-Stone is because he plays Tron in Modern.
He
So
very-
he's,
then he
he's
knows what
playing
the card is
O-Stone
very
in his Modern deck.
Wait, why is it in the graveyard? Oh, he just played it and popped it, I think, immediately. That sucks.
Is Jocko thinking about a response here? Because I can't think of one.
I don't know.
His death... He must not have played it and popped it. Oh, I think we got a concession from Yaco. Apparently
scoop
not.
it up?
Nope. He's just going to let...
He's better off to let Pete play the deck out more so he
I guess
can learn to see some more
it's not a
cards.
deck he's ever. It's not a
Figure
deck
out
he's
what's
ever.
going on.
It's not a deck he's ever played against. So he's definitely better off looking at some extra cards here for game 2, seeing what he can board. I know on Yaco's board against Pete's deck, he's got Surgical Extractions that he'll bring
Really
in,
good.
combined with his discard,
It's very-
being able to
very
take
solid.
away a Primeval Titan or a Cloud Post. Pretty important.
Yeah, it's really good. I played Turbo for about 3 months, and I was playing in Denver. And I played against Nick Fit. in
Sure.
Front,
Yep. Oh,
Weird
with
list.
Scape Shift, absolutely.
and with Slaughter Games. And he turn 1, he like dodge season or something. Surgical the Liliana or the Primeval Titan. Then he wastelanded and extirpated Cloud Post. And then eventually he Slaughter Games just one of the Eldrazi away. I can't remember which one it was. I actually sideboarded that one out.
Oh,
Some
jeez.
River is the smaller one out because that's the one I was about to cast, he thought, I guess.
Okay.
But it's very that's how you beat the deck.
Okay.
I mean, Turbo has a lot of weaknesses actually. It's just no one can really. It's not a meta deck at all. It gets
No.
fringe play here and there.
It's got a lot of inherent power, and
does.
if you're gonna play a deck that has weaknesses, it's gotta have that inherent power.
Yep.
Being able to cast cards like Show and Tell and Cloud Post.
Pete's been lucky too. There were a lot of people that are aware that Turbo Eldrazi is a deck in the South Florida meta.
Oh, absolutely.
So
I came today prepared for Turbo
Daniel
Eldrazi.
Payne had
I knew for
Armageddon in the sideboard and
Yep.
Cataclysm.
Sure. Yep.
Travis Thomas had the same cards. I know Chris Hannon, who's in the top 8, pretty sure he's still playing Armageddon's on the board. Like that's a card that you don't play that unless you're playing Turbo.
Sure.
Or
Sure. But it's
something of that
pretty
effect.
freaking good against Turbo, huh?
So Ulamog, the trigger resolves. He destroyed the
Yeah,
wasteland.
I mean, the game's essentially over at this point. We're just playing out the string. And once again, I think we're not timing top 8, correct?
They are 90 minutes.
90 minutes.
I don't
Okay,
have
so
it up
it's
here,
still
but-
more than enough time. So I think it's right for Yaco to go through, let Peter play out some of his cards.
And
So
figure one more of it out. Absolutely.
exactly. It gives him time to think about his sideboard plan, think through a little bit more what could have gone differently in this match, and go from there.
Earlier.
Absolutely. What kind of stuff does Peter have on his sideboard? Once again, I'm only familiar
11
with the
cards
deck
for
from.
combo hate. So we got Chalices, Mindbreak Traps, and Fluster Storms.
All right, so those are
Not coming in.
Not coming in.
Maybe Fluster Storm. He'd probably bring in the Fluster Storm or two to be safe.
Okay. What about
He's also playing
what about
two-
Chalice for 1? On a Thoughtseize. Can't do it because he runs Expedition Map and Crop Rotation, right?
You run 20 spells that cost 1 mana.
Oh,
Unless
well then definitely.
Brainstorms,
Then,
Complications,
then
Expedition Map.
definitely not. Okay.
He does have Ventures, which could be good in this matchup. They're awkward, but it just gives him a different line of play.
Interesting.
It's weird, like...
I mean, it's an
very
obvious
awkward.
bring in against Show and Tell.
Yeah, you can show and tell. It's mainly what it's for combo and show and tell
Right.
stuff, for like weird control decks. Like this, Ventures sort of a catch-all card. that does
No,
a
he's
lot
not
of
playing
things.
anything like
He does
late,
play
like
2 Elephant Grass and a Tabernacle.
Elephant,
That wraps up the
Elephant
board.
Grass is excellent against Yaco. That,
Like it's 10
and
cards
so
for
is the
combo,
Tabernacle.
2 Ventures, 2 Elephant Grass, and a Tabernacle.
Okay, so
Pretty
the
much what it is.
Elephant Grasses and the Tabernacle are coming in for sure.
Absolutely. That's probably all he's going to bring in. Maybe Fluster Storms.
I think
If he
Yaco.
thinks Yaco has something that'll... He usually brings in like 1 or 2 sometimes, if he detects an Armageddon or something, or he thinks his player might have one.
Now, Peter has seen a Hymn to Torok this game. Okay, that's what I wanted to check, is whether or not he'd seen a Hymn to Torok this game, so he knows to play around it next game. I mean, play around it. You can't really play around it.
Correct.
It's one of the most
It's-
efficient discard spells ever printed.
It's turn 2.
Yeah.
It's yeah. How do you play around him? I don't even think it's possible to play around him in the Torok, is it?
Nah, it's... Why is,
Pete's looking for.
what's he looking for Yaco's deck for?
He's looking through the library, or the graveyard.
Ah, got it.
I would almost scoop and respond. Maybe if you want to hide something in there, you just like flip it over.
I don't think
but-
there's much to hide at this
Yeah.
point. Like, I think he just wants to see Peter go for the win so he can see how it happens.
Learn how it happens.
Exactly.
I don't know.
I know
Turbo's
Yaco's...
watched the deck a few times. He's watched us playing in GXC.
Yeah.
So I think he understands the interaction that he actually combos off with Emerald and Caracas.
Right.
And just gets something to turn.
Right.
I'm not sure if Yaco knows that or not.
I know that Yaco has 1 Pithing Needle on his board.
For the Ibugan.
He made the Vesuvius Wastelands. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
I think that's humble brags.
It is an interesting play.
I don't know if that's humble brags or not, but
How do we feel about the modern ban?
He's there just talking
something
to
else. Got it.
this guy, Lord McDonald's, he watches every one of our streams, no matter what time of the day, what's happening. He always watches.
Nice,
our streams.
nice to have people like
We have
that,
like
huh?
we have like probably 10 to 20 people that no matter what happens, they're watching our streams.
That's great.
Terrible Nate is Nick's brother, who's at work right now.
Okay, yeah, I've met Nate.
Somebody's moving a camera.
It happens when the AC goes on. It moves a little
Oh,
bit.
it shifts it a little bit?
Yeah. We weren't prepared for the store at all. I came here and set up as fast as I could, but it's a new shop, so we're not used to what we're doing.
Well, this is your first on-camera tournament here, correct?
At the shop, yeah.
At the
That's why it
shop,
takes a
right.
while. Like GXC now, I got it really, really efficiently done. I can set up
Yep.
in less than half an hour. All the cables are hidden, everything like that. But repeal,
Yeah, Pete put away his top, drew his repeal. He's repealing
Yeah.
his own Primeval Titan, so he's going to be able to recast it. Yep. This is all in response to Liliana Sacrifice trigger. Yep, you're going to... Yep.
there is a really
He's-
good trick with top. You draw a card, and it is just said, draw a card. And I'll explain it to you guys who might not know. When you put the draw card ability on the stack, the cost is to tap the top. Then the ability goes to resolve, but you can repeal it. The cost is already paid. Once repeal resolves, you draw a card for repeal. Top goes to your hand. Then you actually draw a card for top's ability resolving.
That is
A lot
a
of
cool
sweet
trick.
tricks.
Definitely a cool trick. There's a ton of sweet tricks with top. In the Miracles deck, you have to learn them all. I mean,
Yep.
putting
Spinning
a
top in
spinning
response,
top
spinning-
in response to putting it away,
Yep.
huge. Making sure it's not the one on top of your library. Sometimes
Absolutely.
there's just a ton of tricks that.
Venture tricks with it too.
Oh, absolutely.
You draw it in response, you venture back to your hand. I've done that a few
Absolutely.
times.
It is interesting to see how long Turbo Eldrazi is taking to win this game. I mean, he has an
He
overwhelming
could
board
win
position.
sooner if that wasteland wasn't there.
Right.
He would have just comboed off, but that wasteland stops everything. That's why he vested with the wastelands. So you actually get rid of the wastelands.
So
make
why
his
isn't
coast
he
clear.
why isn't he just using that? Or is he just waiting until he's got
I don't know.
the full combo?
He might be. I'm not sure.
I'm trying to think if there's anything from Yaco's deck that we haven't seen this game that's relevant. He is running 4 Stone Forges. I don't think we've seen a Stone Forge yet this
Pete
game.
does not really worry about equipment too much.
Nope. It's not a quick enough clock for him to be worried. But I think part of the issue this game was Yaco wasn't able to put enough pressure on Pete when he had
early
the
discard
advantage.
and get something out to start the beats down.
Exactly.
Like not Goy, sorry, but
Right, no
an
Goy.
equipment on a Stoneforge, for example. That's what their equipment. Something
The two equipments that Yaco's running are the standard ones. He's running one
GTA
batter
Skull.
skull, one. Yeah.
Batter Skull's really fast. The thing is, repeal though is so good against Batter Skull, but
Yeah. I'm interested to see how Yaco boards with this deck. So we've seen Abrupt Decay on top.
okay. I guess Pete said top, and then he Abrupt Decayed in response.
Abrupt Decayed in response.
Which is a good time to Abrupt Decay it.
Absolutely.
Because you can't
It's the best
obviously
time.
flip it again.
It's the best time.
Or when they're fetching. Because then you make them...
Interesting. Make them shuffle away their top. Yeah, of course.
It's like a Submerge effect almost.
Sure.
If you Submerge when
Oh,
they
I
fetch.
do love Submerge.
Another prime time, I think it's the same one again.
Submerge makes me sad. That was another card that was on my sideboard that I never got to play today.
A lot of green creatures.
It's the best card on my sideboard, I think, without a doubt.
Wasteland,
Wasteland in response. I mean, we're really just playing out the string at this point.
Yeah.
I think Yaco has 0 cards in hand,
Peter
unless
is
he's
over
holding them
20
off to the side.
Peter has extra dice on the side.
Right, and Yaco's at 4. So even a Dark Confidant's not going to get him back in this game by drawing him out. I mean,
He does get to see the actual finishing
Right,
parts
now
of
he
the
gets to
combo,
see
then.
Eye of Ugin, Caracas. This is what I was saying before. Smart.
Yep.
Smart to play out the string. You don't know the deck, play out the string.
Yep.
And a Candelabra.
Oh, he just wins right now.
Yup.
Because he can
Gonna make a
add
lot
a
of
ton of
mana.
mana, untap the Ibugan.
Yup.
Yako's probably not going to untap.
No, he shouldn't untap here.
Pete
How
does play
many-
2 candles. Maybe.
2 candles. Okay, that was going to be my question.
It alternates a lot. There's a person that... Turbo Eldrazi's been a deck for a long time. Or, post.
Right.
And then it was never really good in Legacy until this person named Jeremiah Rudolph started working a little bit with candles and show and tells and making it blue-green instead of mono-green.
Makes it more consistent, I'm sure.
And that's now the deck's all of a sudden it's actually a lot better. It's starting to pick up slowly. And they keep changing between 1 candles, 2 candles, needles, no needles. Trinket Mage sometimes makes the cut because then you play 1 needle, 1 candle, things like that. Needs 2 to
One top, etc.
Well, you still play 4 tops because you want top every game.
Of
But
course.
it's an interesting dynamic. And right now,
So,
they found the best idea is just no needles, no Trinket Mages, just throwing some stones.
sure. I mean,
And they're happy with it.
Stone's great. It's just a board wipe against whatever ails you. I'm interested to see what they're going to board. I wish we could get our hands on those deck lists.
I can once they get done looking at them,
So let's,
but they're responsible for their deck list right now, so if they don't want
Okay,
to give them
so-
to us, they don't have to. We
Right.
can probably get them. I know Pete's, we saw 3 cards come out. I can tell you what he brings in based on how many cards he takes out.
right.
I'll know that. I'm not sure about Yaco.
I
It looks like Pete's bringing in 3, maybe
can't
4.
I can't predict Yaco's sideboarding nearly as well. But I know for a fact he's going to bring in the Pithing Needle. He's going to bring in the Surgicals, of which he has 3. Oh, he's taking out a Hymn to Torah.
That's very rad.
He's going to be
This
on
is
the
where-
he's going to be on the play. That's when it's at his best. He's really got to take out his Lingering Souls.
Yeah.
That card is just dead.
This is where inexperience comes in. It's not that he's a bad player or anything. It's just you don't know enough about.
He plays standard.
Legacy
He plays
interactions,
standard.
exactly.
So,
Lilian is also.
he's got to take out Lingering Souls here. Swords to Plowshares, pretty dead.
Abrupt Decay is really bad, actually.
Jitte, dead. Abrupt Decay,
I mean,
dead.
Abrupt Decay to candle. Usually they don't play a candle until they need it.
Until they win.
Or
Right.
right. It's okay. It's not the worst card.
The problem is that, like we discussed, the best way for him to win this matchup is to turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 him. And now, post forward, he's taking that option away from himself.
Well, he'll do this once.
Right. This isn't a mistake you make more than once, but it is what it is. Let's see. Oh, it would just be.
I think GTA's good to take out.
GTA's good to take out. It's just not a.
You don't.
It's not an important card against Peter.
Batter Skull actually does provide a clock. I don't think GTA's quick enough.
I agree. It is really good with the collection of tokens that he has, but
Yeah.
I think Lingering Souls is one of the things that should come out.
Are there any
spot.
equipments in the sideboard? Like Fire
No,
Ice
he
or-
was. You know what? I don't know if he was running a Fire and Ice on the sideboard. I know it was something he was considering. I'm not sure if he actually did it.
Deathrite's still really good actually because when an Eldrazi dies, you can only play 3
Absolutely.
Eldrazi in the entire deck.
Right.
So you can
Right.
actually.
It's 1, 1, and 1. Correct.
Yep, the Triumvirate.
Yeah.
We call it.
The Triumvirate. Nice.
The goal, like me and Pete have a goal to see how many times a week we can get the Holy Triumvirate online and play all 3 Eldrazi at the same time.
I imagine you win most games when that happens.
It rarely gets to happen because people scoop at the time. Which we encourage them not to scoop. No, play it out.
That's
So,
nice of
yeah.
you. While I'm playing tin pins, I encourage people not to soup also. So yeah, he's boarding out some number of hymns and some number of bitter blossoms. It looks like.
Yeah, I think it's on Twitch right now.
Bitter blossom.
I'm pretty sure it's on Twitch.
Bitter blossom, similar to Liliana, doesn't provide a great clock against Peter.
Liliana's awkward.
And then not Liliana, sorry, similar to Lingering Souls is what I meant to say.
Bitter Blossom's at least better though, because it actually,
I think so.
It's 1 then 2 then 3 then 4. Like it does.
Oh, I agree.
It's something.
I gotta say, I think the fact that Yaco's never played against this deck has really messed with him on this sideboard. It's just, unfortunately, the people that he plays just occasional Legacy with.
Chalice Deeds are seen as board. Deeds is
Yeah.
really bad.
Yeah,
Deeds is so bad.
yeah, D doesn't do anything here.
Rest in Peace isn't worth bringing in. It's not worth hitting Eldrazi. It just doesn't do enough.
Nope.
I think.
Nope. He's already running the surgicals. It looks like
He
he's
actually
bringing
wants the surgical anyway.
surgical, Pithing Needle, and then I can't see the last cards that he's bringing in.
You gotta bend your neck a
Oh,
little.
you know what he's bringing in? He's bringing in 2 Humilities.
Very.
2 Humilities is
good.
what he's bringing in. So that is more than reasonable. Definitely a reasonable path for him to win this game is to stick a Humility before Pete can stick something.
Now, if he's show and tells in the Humility and Primeval Titan going 6 times.
Humility comes in first, right?
No, they're coming
Active
at the
player,
same
non-active
time.
player? But
they're not- they
does
don't-
Primeval Titan's ability resolve?
That's when they come into play at the exact same time.
Any chance we can get a judge ruling on this?
Rossi. I'm a level 1 judge. I should really know this.
Can you?
He's gonna be really mad.
Rossi!
We can yell at the camera. I don't know if it matters, but
Hurry. It's important. You gotta see this.
it's not that important.
So we're
It's
having
okay.
we're having Matt Rossi, the judge on the scene, come
What
over.
color mana does black have? No. Show and tell. He puts in a Humility. I put in a Primeval Titan.
No trigger.
No trigger?
No trigger. Can you explain why?
1/1. Right?
Can you explain why there's no trigger?
Yeah, because the first thing that happens before triggered abilities go on this deck is it applies all static effects that are on the battlefield. So which includes humility.
Yep. Perfect.
Now, they got to see each other's deck lists, right?
Yes, they do.
Yes.
So Peter knows that Yaco's bringing in Humility.
Yes.
Is there anything Peter can do about that?
Repeal.
He's got Repeal.
Reveal at the end of the turn. Then
And
play
then,
a bomb.
and then stick something.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
You can
got
also
it.
cast an Eldrazi and still get your trigger off of it when you cast it. The ability still
Okay,
happens
if
in
it's
the stack.
when you cast. Okay.
So you can still cast a Ulamog and destroy Humility.
It's
It's a really awesome plan.
Good job, Judge.
Cast all destroy humility. Oh, it's huge.
the issue with that, I think, is the fact that it's going to be hard to get the mana to cast something like an Ulamog with a Humility.
You worry about that later.
No,
I'd like to see
what I'm
an
worried about
Everpool.
is Yaco boarding out his Hymn to Torox, because that's what just happened on the play.
That's not good.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a big spaghetti monster go from a 1/1 back to a 15/15.
Interesting note. The Batter Skull becomes a lot better with Humility.
What do you think?
It's
It's five.
awesome.
Loses vigilance and lifelink, though.
When you're bringing
Like,
in
it's
Humility
possible.
into your deck, you are never boarding
it's
out Batter
spaghetti.
Skull.
Like,
I mean, it's
like
it,
Chef Boyardee in a can.
it allows you to
5/5,
play
Little
the biggest
cheap-ass
creature on the
meatballs
board at all
in
times.
in the can.
It's
though.
awesome. It actually
And then
came up
we
earlier
become
today in one of
50/50
Yaco's matches. I know.
Oh, yeah.
It does lose vigilance
Like
and lifelink,
Kool-Aid.
though.
Yes.
Unless he moves the equipment back over because of the layer, the timestamp rule.
Explain that for me.
I have a Batter Skull in play.
Yep.
I have a 0/0 Germ.
That's
The
now a
Batter
1/1
Skull is at a
because of
4/4
Humility.
with vigilance and lifelink.
Right.
By the way, if you guys want an update, Alex Paris can roll for 2.
Alex Paris won.
What were the deck matchups?
Alex Paris, the Pox player who is new to Legacy, who we were talking for a week on Facebook, and he was so worried about coming out here, and he's so nervous. He's like, I guess I'll come out here, play a few matches, and drop. He's now in the top 4.
Wow.
He's got to be
Phenomenal.
ecstatic. He's
Phenomenal.
an awesome guy. I've
Is
known
he
him
on,
for a while.
is he on a mono? He's on a mono black.
Mono black Pox
Pox?
build. He's
Dark,
such a cool
dark
guy, too.
ritual pops like that one.
I
Like, we're
believe
really
so.
all in on that.
Yeah.
You know what? This top 8
And there's rug
is
decks.
great for him.
And there's a
because
lot of rug decks out there.
There's rug out there, and there's not a lot of forcibles in this top 8. Like,
There's about half, I say, are playing Forcible, which is not a lot in
I know
Legacy.
we've got a Belcher, we've got a
We got 2 rugs.
we've got 2 rug, we've got a reanimator,
There's-
we've got a
there's-
bug.
We have Reanimator?
Show and tell
Yeah.
player.
Oh, Show and Tell.
No, there's reanimator right there. Unless they're playing for fun. Oh, they're trading. Never mind. Sorry, they're trading.
Chris is in
Yep.
top 8, right?
Yes, Chris.
This
Yeah,
guy's
he's
over
on
in the
he's on
Oh, these
showing.
guys are
He's on
trading.
showing
Okay,
now.
they're trading, yeah.
In the corner there. All right, looks like we're getting set to start game 2. And draw for 7.
Jitter's full.
As I explained earlier, Batter Skull, you have a 0/0 germ, and the equipment gives the card the abilities, and it changes its power and toughness. Now, Humility will make the creature
A 1/1.
a 1/1.
Instead of
Batter Skull
0/4.
still gives a +4/+4,
Right.
but the creature still loses all abilities, and abilities are Vigilance Lifelink are abilities,
Okay, so the equipment is giving it the ability, and that's why it's losing.
and the creature loses.
Makes
So it's a
sense.
4. It's a 5/5 that has to tap to attack and doesn't have lifelink.
Still,
Now, if you move the
still
equipment
the best
away,
creature on the board when you
Yeah.
have a humility out.
but if you move the equipment and then reattach it to the Batter Skull, it now has lifelink and vigilance because of the timestamp rule.
Got it. Now I understand. Beautiful. I've never
Awkward
seen it.
situation,
Never seen
so.
it happen. Is there a
Something's going on over
Their
there.
construction next door.
Oh, awesome.
Really?
Awesome.
All right.
At 9
Great.
o'clock at night.
There's construction going
I
on
feel
next
Star
door.
City's pain.
So,
On a Sunday night.
yep.
And Yaco looking overhand with 4 lands. 2 of them Wastelands and a Vindicate.
I mean, I like the Wastelands and the Vindicate in this
Might-
time. He is running.
Got to bend your neck a little bit to see the rest of his cards.
Thanks, bro. I'm trying to get the better angle. You gotta, you gotta angle it. You gotta angle it.
I'm pretty sure Nick's done it too.
Oh, I've done it for
It's
so
a
long.
natural reaction.
Yeah.
But it looks like you're looking through a window. I mean, all right. So he ripped the
I can see the
Stone.
cards better. I don't
He
care
ripped,
what
he ripped the Stoneforge. Yaco doesn't have a discard spell in his hand.
But he's got a bunch of Wastelands, so that's okay. Maybe.
I think he's just gonna slam the. I think he's just gonna slam a Stoneforge here and try and put a clock
Get a
on
Batter
Peter.
Skull.
He's got to go get
Then
Batter
it's Wasteland,
Skull.
Wasteland.
Put a clock on Peter. Oh, he's
Not
gonna.
a terrible plan.
He's getting Jitte.
No.
He's got
No,
just,
no.
I thought he had one in hand.
No. Batter Skull.
Did he board out Batter Skull?
Oh my god.
Without us seeing it? Oh no.
He brought a
there's-
Sword of War and Peace?
I don't think he has Sword of War and Peace on his
I saw
board.
something with flames on it.
Might be a Fire Knight.
Maybe it's a
All right, he is
Stoneforge
getting
thing.
Batter Skull. All right, so we're making the right
Okay.
decision here. He's getting Batter Skull. He's going to try and put a clock on Peter and hopefully use the Wastelands to keep Peter off of
Man,
Cloud
oh,
Post.
it's such a good Wasteland
So
card. There's
we
no
see
crop
Cloud
rotation.
Post. No crop rotation.
This is really good for
Huge.
Yaco.
Huge. Somebody asking for an unban of Cloud Post in Modern. I don't think so.
No,
Don't think that's going to happen. I played that deck.
I wish.
I played
I love
it
it.
when it was legal.
Too good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good. Tron is still a deck without it. So, all right. We've made the Wasteland play.
We got
We're
it.
using our
I think
Wastelands
he's-
aggressively.
He's
Here
going
we
to
go.
identify victory soon.
Yeah. End of Peter's turn. He's going to flash in the Batter Skull.
Yep. And then start clocking in. He's
We're
got
on a clock.
6-turn clock because of the 1
Interesting.
life from Glimmer Post.
Could be important.
Yeah, absolutely. Every turn is very, very important. Oh, 5-turn clock now.
Right.
Once I get you correct.
Right.
Sorry. I think in Modern they
Yeah.
should unban everything except for Stoneforge and Sensei's Divining Top.
Man, if
That's it.
they unban top, I would be playing counter top in a
Yeah,
heartbeat.
they can't do that.
They just can't. Miracles would just dominate
Yeah.
Modern.
I think Legacy Miracles only plays
So he is
Summon Forces.
and
Everything else
he's
is...
attacking with the Stoneforge also. So he is making it 5 coming at him. Peter
16. Got it.
Yeah.
We have
16.
Abrupt Decay, which is...
Another Wasteland. He's going to use it on the Glimmer Post.
He can... Okay, spin top. If he finds a crop rotation, he can top crop rotation maybe.
But then he has to shuffle away his top.
That
So
sucks.
I think you're okay with that if you're Yaco.
Yep. Let's go. That's...
Interesting. Interesting that he used it right there. Didn't save it for another Cloud Post. I think I don't know if it's right or wrong, but
I think it's
it's
right.
better than what we did last game, where we're not using our Wastelands aggressively enough.
Abrupt Decay not doing much here.
No, he's got to wait for Peter to, similar to last game, he's got to wait for Peter to tap his top, to put it on top of his library and draw a card, and then Abrupt Decay in response, which is, I think, the only use of Abrupt Decay in this matchup,
Yep.
other than, I guess, Candle.
If he gets a candle out early, just empty his hand.
Right. Because Peter doesn't know that Yaco boarded out those hands. He's
Correct.
got to think those are still in the deck.
He drew another Wasteland. You got to be kidding me.
Wow.
Luck dot deck, man. That's good.
Huge.
Sometimes you get
huge,
the good draws.
Huge.
If Pete gets a land though, he has a show and tell in hand, which I think he might.
If he has the show and tell, I think Yaco's cold. Yeah, he's going to shift the turn. What's in Yaco's hand? I see a Liliana, so he's not totally cold to a show and tell. If it's an Emrakul that Pete show and tell us, Yaco's actually not
Gonna
cold at all.
sacrifice it, yep.
Because it's going to make him sacrifice it, and we're in okay shape. Emrakul would be the best, for once, Emrakul would be the best option
For Yaco.
for Yaco.
Oh, he's responding to the fetch? Okay, never mind, go ahead.
Nope. Let's go.
You're just thinking. He just wanted to think. That's good. Hey, 1 second, I want to
It
think
is
about
interesting to respond. Like, realistically, maybe he should have abrupticated in response
Exactly.
to that fetch.
Abrupticated. Top.
Yep. Yeah, that would have been a perfect time to use
He
one of
should
his,
have done that.
one of
I
his
think he actually
looks
should
like
have done
two
that
abrupticates.
There's nothing else he's going to do with that man on this turn.
No.
Show and tell.
Uh,
Show and tell decks.
a lot of them
Yeah,
are running
people say things,
Volcanic
yeah.
Island,
Yeah,
I
we'll say
think,
things.
right? Am I wrong?
Show and tell does resolve.
Okay. Yep. Show and tell
Planeswalkers don't
resolves.
come in off of it.
No, you can't put a Liliana into
They
play.
do offer Eureka, which is the green show and tell for 1/1.
It's just a much worse one.
No, it's actually really good. Well,
Well,
you got
it's
to play
4
green.
mana.
You got to play green.
And it's also 4.
It's green.
It is.
don't
Hey,
know
I
what's
play
worse.
green. Come on now.
I like green. I play green in standard. I play Legacy, but
Okay.
green combo. You don't have Ponder. You got to play blue green. Now, if you play show and tell and Eureka,
Wow, that's a lot of combo stuff. But the problem
Nick's
is
doing it.
the same sideboard cards that are good against one are good
you're
against the other.
Uh-huh.
Now, what's weird about this is Peter now knows that Yaco has a Liliana in his hand.
And a Wasteland in play.
Right. But the issue is Peter knows his Primeval Titan's dying next turn. So
He's planning accordingly.
he's planning accordingly. Exactly.
If he has another land in hand, he can still play another Primeval Titan if he has one next turn.
Well, and he has a top out, so finding another land, well, I guess he'd have to top on upkeep, and then he wouldn't have that extra move. Unless it was with a Suba, or a Cloud Post, or a Limber Post, something where his Cloud Post would tap for more. Eureka is money. Why, though? Doesn't he play anything? Why is Eureka worth money?
There's some legends.
Right, I guess that's the reason. Yeah, that makes everything from Legends that's even remotely playable.
Yep. It's legal in
So
the
Yaco
age.
also has Vindicate in hand, which
Yeah.
is something to consider as we move on this game. He's gonna use it as a stone.
I would still Liliana. He's got a surgical just true.
He has to Liliana because he can't allow Primeval Titan to attack
Or block, even.
or block, but mostly
Yeah.
attack because getting
He's only
getting those extra 2 lands is no good. His best play is to rip a waste. Well, we've already seen 3 wastelands,
Yeah, it's not going to happen much
so
more.
ripping a waste is gonna be rough. It would be the best play, but
You can only do that so many times.
rip a waste, hit the 2 posts,
You do not
waste
surgical the post.
No,
you surgical the
that's
Primeval Titan at this
right.
point.
Exactly.
Eureka's almost as much as show and tell. I mean, it's a little bit
Eureka's,
more.
Eureka's more than Show and Tell.
No, a little bit more, not much.
And Show and
not
Tell
by
is
much.
just a much better card.
Eureka's 64.
Doesn't Eureka let you repeat it or something? Or no?
I think you both.
You both repeat
Both
it until
repeat
you
it
stop.
until
Both
you
repeat it
stop,
until you
which
stop.
is hilarious.
Really good, really bad.
Okay, so
Vindicates.
he's
Now Pete still knows there's a Liliana.
he's
back there.
vindicating the Primeval Titan. Maybe he's saving the Liliana in case Peter plays him, so that he's gotten out.
Could be a
Because
that's good.
otherwise he is just cold to Emerald. Not a terrible play.
Waste of post.
Wasteland in the post, beautiful.
So he's still got 5 mana.
And Peter's on a 1-turn clock right here. I mean, this is it.
Surgical in prime time.
Surgical in the prime time
He
is
got
huge.
it in the hand.
Yep.
Oh, that's big.
Huge play.
Oh, that's big.
Huge play.
He had
And
Spaghetti Monster and everything.
He
next
has
turn.
Spaghetti Monster. He's got a, is that
Candle
a
and a
brainstorm?
brainstorm.
Okay. So he's going to be able to brainstorm. He's going to have to try and, I guess, find a show and tell. But he's still
He's
dead.
still dead.
Still dead. Puts the Spaghetti Monster into
I don't
play.
think he can win.
Liliana makes him sack it. Yapo swings for 5 for the win.
I think Pete's just going to play it out to see what happens. But
Similar reason. Similar reason.
he
last
also
game.
got it. Defying all odds, man.
Right.
Let's take out the hymns. Take out the
Three
imposition.
wastelands. Three
Turn two
wastelands against the
Sunforce,
Cloud
3
Post deck.
wastelands is the
That'll
best possible thing you can do.
good recipe, right?
Doesn't even matter. It's
Yep, good recipe.
Lord McDonald's advises to sandbag the 5th wastelands.
Sandbag the 5th? No, that's good. You're right. Get an update on what's happening in some of the other matches. Looks like we've got a bunch still going.
Ben's still playing Belcher, which is a good sign for Belcher, usually, because that means, well,
I mean,
I don't know if that's a good sign or not.
Rug is a pretty rough matchup for Belcher.
Yeah, it's really bad for Belcher.
A lot of cheap disruption.
Omniscience also has a bad matchup. He's playing against Rug.
Also a bad matchup for Showen, no. Yeah. Rug's just really still a good deck. People have kind of fallen off the Rug bandwagon.
It's still very good. It's still the best deck in Legacy, I think.
probably
I'd give it
the-
D-Bet. It's just the most efficient.
It has no awful matchups.
Correct.
It's just you're never out of it. You're just never out of it. If you play Rug well, you're never out of it.
Pete's tanking here. I don't know what Pete can really do. I mean, Pete can repeal and buy some time and play some Glimmer Post to gain life.
Not
get back
not
in
terrible.
this.
Repeal will get him potentially back in this game.
It's gets really cold back here. Yeah. So this is when the AC goes on. It's actually cold up there too. I think, but
I mean, I see what you're saying, Lord McDonald, about Surgical ripping his mana, but you have to get rid of Primeval Titan. It's the card that can get Pete in the game
Back
as
in the
quickly
game
as
quick,
possible.
yep.
Exactly.
He would've
He
passed
can
one
get
this turn.
Glimmer Posts to be able to gain life, buy time. Then his Cloud Posts are tapping for more mana. It can really get him back into the game way too quickly. You've got to take the Primeval Titan. It's honestly, I think, the most important card in Pete's deck.
it's just centripetal.
Right.
It ties everything together.
Everything else you're playing is one of. Primeval Titan's a 4-of. There's a reason. It is the best card in the deck.
Vesiva on.
Looks like Cloud Post. Maybe Glimmer Post, just to buy time. Possible?
He would have put it next to the Glimmer Post. Pete usually does that.
All right,
Yeah,
so he is
he even
copying,
points
he's
to Cloud Post.
copying the
Okay.
Cloud Post.
Which means he has a repeal or something in hand.
He's got
or
to.
Proc rotation.
Candle.
Ooh,
Okay, we're going to generate some mana here.
He's got 3 mana in the pool. He can almost cast an Emrakul this turn. No, no way. Okay, he goes down to 0 in the pool. He's got 7 mana available, 8 mana available.
He passes the turn.
What's he doing?
Not sure. He's got to have a repeal in his hand, correct? Otherwise, this
He
game is
wants to
just
reveal the
over.
entire Batter Skull to hand
Yep.
instead of just the token.
Yep.
And that's
Seems like
brainstorm.
a
But he
reasonable
knows it's on
line.
top.
Yeah, attacks, and yep, here we are.
Repeals the token. For
Just the
one
token.
blue.
So he's going to draw a card. Repeal. So good.
Yeah,
Doesn't see enough play. I mean, it's a mana-intensive card, but in a deck like this,
perfect. It's the perfect
Absolutely
card.
perfect.
It's
runs 4, correct?
his actually runs 3.
It's running 3.
Oddly
Okay.
enough, it's been 4 for a very long time, but
Okay, he's going to replicate a candle, which
he's gonna just use it to gain some
It-
3 mana top. Go down to 2 in the pool.
still an important play.
He can
where I-
repeal it back to his hand. Response maybe.
Does he have another repeal in his hand?
I don't know.
That is the first one we've seen this game, so it's definitely possible. Now, when Pete took out the Pitting Needles in this deck from the main deck, what is he bringing in? Well, Yaco's Surgicaling. What is he Surgicaling here?
Candle. I think he's probably assuming Candle's a very big part of the deck, so
I mean,
it's not the worst thing
we
right
know
now,
it's,
actually.
it's not the
'cause
worst
one of Pete's
because
few outs.
how much longer is this game going to go on? I mean, if you're Yaco, you want this game to end next turn. So, surgicaling one of the outs makes sense. Maybe repeal is even a better surgical target than Candle.
Maybe.
Um,
Pete's thinking here. Pete can... No, he can't. Did he untap his lands with the Candle?
I don't think so.
Oblivion Stone. He has an out.
O-Stone. O-Stone's always an out. Wow, that card is just so good. Card is just so good.
Wow.
It really reminds me of my favorite
Water
card in
card.
Legacy. It's just it's a different card, but my favorite card in all of Magic is Pernicious Deed, and O-Stone has a similar effect.
It's just the best reset button.
It is the best reset button. It's
Well, I
it's
guess
mana
All's Dust
it's
is
mana
really good
it's
too,
mana
but, yeah.
intensive. All his dust is also interesting. Does Pete play All his
We
dust?
were. We figured it out. All his dust costs 2 less with Ivugan.
You mean O-Stone costs 2 less?
Ivugan costs 2 less. Or all his dust costs 2 less with Ivugan.
So why are we not playing All his dust?
Because this lets us play Eye on turn 3. Or sorry, Ocean's 3 mana, then 5 to pop, right?
Right, so you can play it a whole turn.
Or then just wait it. Is what,
turn earlier.
that's what they're doing now.
Okay, so he's gonna O-Stone here.
Does he have the mana? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he does.
He definitely has. He definitely
He
has
should
the
have done
mana.
it before he
Oh,
attacks.
absolutely. Now Yaco can respond. But now he doesn't have. Okay, so he doesn't
He's
have a
gonna
germ.
wait.
He
He'll
doesn't
take
have a.
it.
He doesn't have a germ underneath the battle spell right now. It's an
Okay.
important point to make.
He'll go down to 3 life. He'll just wait.
Right.
Yep.
Just gonna hard cast Emrakul. Wow.
Ooh, this might be. He might have come back.
You don't see that too often, do you? Somebody just straight up 6 mana on play, like 6 lands in play, individual lands. And we're just gonna hard cast an Emrakul.
Very well played by Pete.
Extremely.
You know the exact math.
The repeal was perfectly timed. Perfectly
using his
timed.
top. He's got rid of the top, and you want to get rid of it to get that extra card in his hand.
So he's going to take his extra turn, attack. Yaco's going to have to sacrifice. Okay, he's going to return the Batter Skull to his hand,
He
but
can respond and kill it.
it's
He doesn't wanna kill it. He doesn't wanna
it's
kill it.
completely irrelevant. Yaco's got no lands out. This game is effectively over.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That is a hell of a.
You know,
That's why Pete keeps winning all the damn tournaments.
part of the issue in this game is, Yaco still has that Liliana in hand. We had to have casted it earlier in the game. We had to get that down earlier in the game so that he knows that Pete has Emrakul in hand. And I think that's another spot. We have the hint. We have the concession.
Venser, he did bring it in.
Okay, interesting. And they're talking about possible plays with the Venser.
He's like, I would have ventured it. Gotcha. He'd have ventured it.
Wow, Venser his own Emrakul.
Yeah.
So he could recast it, take another extra turn. Beautiful.
I learned the hard way too, playing against Pete with Bug Fit. He had like no cards in hand, and I emptied my hand too, getting like Chase out,
Yep.
and Liliana out and stuff. And he goes and he draws for the turn, and I draw, play my land, so I have no cards in hand. I Liliana +1.
Mm-hmm.
He repeals it.
Oh.
I discard my Liliana.
Oh.
And then he goes, he draws Nulamon, kills my Jace, and I just lose. Like, how do you lose the game state when your opponent has no cards in hand, no creatures on the board, and you have 2 Planeswalkers?
And that's what I'm talking about when you're talking about a deck that is it a little bit fragile? Yes. But it's got some over-the-top power. And
Me and Pete, like, I'm trying to learn from Pete. Just Pete, we consider him the best person in our play group by far.
Sure. Having played against almost all of you, I agree.
Pete's really good.
Pete's very solid.
And
very
his
solid
choice of
player.
a lot of decks is I just want to go big. He's
Right.
I find this inside. He says he's very humble about it, but he's like, I think I play better than most of my opponents.
Sure.
And he said, I can
Just
go
wants-
bigger than them.
Wants to
I
have
think
the
I
more
can do it.
powerful thing to do.
That's his very simple
And you know
philosophy.
what? That is the reason I'm going to continue building and practicing with tin fins, because that's another deck. It's so
cool.
It's so cool. I just ran it a bunch in between the top 8 and the end of the tournament against American Velvet.
How'd you do?
It's an awful matchup for me.
Yeah.
I went 3-1, 3 boards.
That's really good.
I mean,
He's not even Cypher.
the inherent
he can Cypher
power.
your triggers. and
He's
everything.
running Stifle, Spell Snare, Daze, and Force of Will.
Spell Snare is so good.
Spell Snare is
Shallow,
insane
is it
against
Shallow
me.
Grave or what's it
Shallow
called?
Grave and